Jehovah's passion for life. We just supported this team that be bringing them life. But we could.
The all-new 93.7 The Beat. Sounds real hip-hop and R&B. Saturday, Memphis 10 right here. Got a Saturday sit-down special.
Sit-down special.
10 minutes with Memphis 10. In the building, Arthur.
Yes, author, mentor.
Go-getter.
Specialist. Yeah, go-getter.
Ambitious person.
Yes, I'll take that.
Rahkal Shelton, how you doing?
I am awesome. How are you?
All right. Now, this is a different type of 10 minutes with Memphis 10. I usually sit down with artists. I usually sit down with, like, actors.
Actors.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sitting down with you today.
You are, and this is an incredible opportunity.
Tell everybody who you are.
Rahkal Shelton is an author, a mentor, a media specialist, a very passionate person that is just very passionate about change and inspiring people. Mm-hmm. My whole goal and platform is to encourage people to dream chase and to defy odds, which is why I'm here today.
Change. In the nation and the world that we live in today. Why change? What's so important about change?
Change is the one thing that will happen regardless.
Okay.
So that's the one thing that we can never really stop. And I think sometimes when we're not flexible enough, we get bent out of shape. Yeah. So it's important to keep up with the times, to just evolve and make your legacy here. So that's ever changing. The world's ever changing. So if you don't change, you're going to get left behind. So change is
when I was in college, I heard a professor say, anytime you see a commercial that says new and improved, the all new, like, the all new 93, it's better than what was.
Absolutely.
And you just said change. What was wrong with what was?
Well,
why do we need to change?
To new and improve, specifically with my platform, I'm all about mentorship. I think when you look at communities in Houston, Chicago, across the nation, especially urban communities, the stuff that's existing right now. Right. So without having a mentor, someone to basically look like them but excel, to let them know that you're relatable and change needs to happen. Because we could just turn on the news and see what's going on, and either we're accepting it and we're okay with it, or some change needs to happen.
I think you would be personally crazy to accept what's going on in our nation right now.
Absolutely.
Real quick, talk about, we talked off the air, you used the phrase rose from concrete.
Rose from concrete,
that describes you.
It does. I would definitely say that.
Tell me about your story of how that describes you. That's a powerful statement.
It is. You think of the Tupac poem, The Rose from Concrete. Roses typically do not really grow from those type of tough spaces, but beautiful roses equated with the beauty. Beautiful situations can still blossom out of concrete and out of tough spaces. So for me, I was born to 19-year-old crack and heroin addicted parent, born into poverty, a domestically abusive home, and
single parent.
Both. Okay. Well, single parent for the most part. My father kind of cut out it when I was about 5 years old, but they both were on drugs.
5 might have been the mark. Mine dipped at 5, but we're here. Okay.
Yeah, we're here. So we're roses from the concrete. Born into those type of situations, concrete jungle, if you will. Statistically, when you're birthed into those type of situations, you're either pregnant, dead, in jail, gang-related, or substance abusers yourself. So I think being able to overcome some of those adversities, that's that rose blooming from tough situations. Because I shouldn't be here today based on my statistics, but I continue to thrive and bloom, hence that rose from concrete.
Prior to getting here, take me through some of those benchmarks, those historic moments that got you here.
Okay.
All right. So you're born and raised where?
Born and raised on the south side of Chicago. We moved around quite a bit, so there wasn't a lot of stability. We staying with auntie this week, we staying here that week. And as a child, you really don't know what's happening. You just know that you're moving around consistently. So one thing in my household, my mother was always like, you better not bring no babies in this house. Make sure you get your GED. And she didn't realize telling me to get a GED was minimizing my potential down to a GED. Not that I would actually graduate high school and get a high school diploma. Not that I would go off to college and graduate with honors from the Texas Southern University, and not that I would later get my master's degree.
As I got on my U of H hat. But go ahead.
I'm looking right at your U of H hat. And put some respect on your U of H hat.
There you go.
But so those are some of the expectations that was pretty much set there. Those are some of the things and then just navigating through life, still dealing with baggage from my past. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna stop you real quick. You know how people say the power of life and death is in the tongue?
Absolutely.
You heard, better go get your GED.
Get your GED.
I heard, this is from my dad, that I ain't ready for no kids because I ain't ready to pay child support.
Another mouth to feed.
Right. You know, but the thing is, what he was saying was men have kids and pay child support, meaning you don't take care of your kids. You know what I mean? And so like today, for me, I am a big advocate of hashtag the Daddy Up movement, which I kind of started it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So continue. I heard you say you better not go get your GED. I'm
right.
like, really?
And I think that generation, sometimes they don't realize, because it's their mindset. I think that generation above us, that's how they were taught, that these is just how things are done. And it doesn't have to be the most. So my story is all about defying odds and telling your statistics that those is just numbers. You don't have to be in that, or that does not your past doesn't dictate your future, and you can start fresh every day. Every day you wake up is a new opportunity to reinvent yourself, to go out and to get it, and to be better than what you saw coming up. So
fast forward, TSU, the Texas Southern, put some respect on your school. From Chicago, why TSU?
You know, I had a few opportunities. I really just wanted to go to school in the South. Like, it was so weird. I thought I would attend Clark Atlanta.
Don't worry, it wasn't weird, boo.
Well, it was weird because I thought I would attend Clark Atlanta. Right. I wasn't here for the guys, but
yeah, you was. No,
okay. I wasn't. No, I wasn't. And now I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I mean? So years later, I end up still in the same city. TSU just gave me my first acceptance letter first, and you know, my grandma got on the phone like, "Oh, you got family somewhere in Houston?" So they're like, "Okay, Houston it is," and I was here.
How was that transition of life coming from? I guess can I say poverty?
Absolutely, okay. Yeah. You know,
because
we'll keep it
my
real.
mom, and I give her thanks all the time. She tells me we grew up in poverty. I never saw poverty. If you ask me, so I say she did a great job
of keeping you.
That's why I said that. So, leaving poverty, going off to college. How was that world change for you?
You deal with the pressures of success and the pressures of being exposed, and then when you go back home, you don't really fit in as much sometimes because it's like, oh, you think you're better than the college girl. You know what I mean? Or as your exposure changes, then your mindset changes. So every time you come back home, it's a different experience because you don't really resonate. You don't really want to be on the block. People doing the same stuff. They're going to update you on who got pregnant, who in jail, and it's like, man, that's not my life. You know what I'm saying? So it was a different world, but I had to just kind of keep pushing forward and believing I deserve to be there.
Did you go through the typical college student life, I'm coming, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, I'm coming, and then I get here and I realize there are parties. Mom is not waking me up, and I ain't got to go to class.
You've got to get the book. This character is off the chain. You realize the rise, the fall, her navigating through the baggage of her past, but still dealing with the pressures of succeeding. So she got it in. She partied a lot.
What's the name of the book?
The name of the book is Dreams Bigger Than Texas. It releases November 1st. You can go to dreamsbiggerthantexas.com to learn more. There's an incredible video trailer on the website. Everything is there to get you good to go. You can pre-order the book and all of that.
Dreams Bigger Than Texas, right?
Yes, Dreams Bigger Than Texas.
As we sit in the state of Texas.
I'm back home. I was just at TSU the other day.
I go by the name Memphis 10. So I'm not from Texas either, right?
Okay.
So I'm from Memphis, but I'm sitting in Texas. And I realize how big Texas is. You got to have some big dreams to be bigger than Texas, Warren.
You do.
Now, how do you think people from Texas going to take this title? Like, you know, because they ride for Texas. We ride for Texas.
They do. And with the title, my dreams superseded where I physically was. Because I started this book while in undergrad, actually 9 years ago. So my dreams were bigger than where I was physically. So I think it's still a relative title. And then the fact that I'm from Chicago, but I've lived in Tennessee as well. So I've moved around. Some people are like, Texas, are you from Texas? Or where did that come from? Yeah. So it's still that allure factor that's going to draw them in and be like, yeah, learn about this story. So...
All right, then the character in the book. She is you, you are her.
I am she is me. That was deep.
You gonna use that now?
I might use it.
Book credit. No, tell me about some of her downfalls.
Man.
Because she seemed like she got it together in front of me now.
So the people, and that's the whole reason of publishing this book. I do a lot of mentorship, and people that meet me, they're like, man, Miss Shelton, I want to be like you. And I want them to understand that you tuned in to maybe chapter 12. You didn't see the intro, the acknowledgments, the opening credits, and the things that kind of built substance to this. So some of her downfalls, of course, dealing with the element of insecurities, defeat. You know, statistically, your kids, they build their perspective around age 5. So if at age 5 I knew how to move that dope or roll up a dollar bill to snort a line of coke, my exposure was completely different. So I may have more of a street perspective, and even currently where I am right now, I'm in a very corporate place where I'm working. So a lot of times my perspective is different from my coworkers, and every day I walk in, I'm like, how did I fool them to get up in here? You know what I mean? So just dealing with, you know, regular stuff, insecurities, inadequacies, lies from the past, you know, in my head, thinking like, oh, you shouldn't be here. So it's this character is still growing. The book hasn't ended, so she's constantly evolving. And I think we free others when we tell our story. So as long as I'm vulnerable and open to let people know it's okay not to have it all together. And truth be told, we don't all have it together. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you, okay. So as you sit across from me, people who say, Rahkal, I want to be like you. You mentor, right? In the world, and I always say, we are in the era of the shot, right?
The shot,
I'm speaking for women, right?
Okay.
I know a lot of women going to be like, oh, here you go, right? I'm talking about the butt shots.
I live in Atlanta. Okay.
Okay, so we're in that era, right? We was in the bling era, and then the leaning and the rock. We're in the shot era now, right? We in the Insta fame era, right?
Yes, we are.
So, young girls, 14 and under, 16 and under, whatever, right? Who, because I work in entertainment, I work at a radio station. I see the girls who email me and they call and they want an internship, and then they get in here or they get an interview and they say they want to be a reality star. They want Insta fame, right? So if we're in that era where now girls are, instead of saying, I want to be an author, I want to be a stripper.
Absolutely.
Because they date Drake. They get in the next video. They become Kim Kardashian.
The bundles, the bags, the traveling.
Right.
Yeah,
That's the era we in.
Absolutely.
What makes
I think I know where you're going.
Where am I going?
And I'm going to help you out.
Okay.
That's why mentorship is so important to me. And that's why stories that's not as popular, people that are doing different things, it's so important for them to have that platform and exposure. You know, you can go viral for a twerk video. But someone that's talking about community leadership of something of quality or substance, that doesn't really go viral. So I think until people like myself and other women out there that are doing incredible things without the butt shots and that's not dancing on a pole can stand up and make that cool again to give this young generation that's under us something else to aspire to be like.
How do you stay relevant though? Like how is that appealing? Even as a
woman of faith, you know, I'm a Christian, you know. It's certain things that I can and can't do, you know what I mean? I don't want to hurt my witness, and I still don't want to I feel like it's a fine line. You can still stay relevant, but you can still push message and content out. And that just requires someone to care about it enough to say, hey, people are watching me. This is important to me. It's just certain things you can and can't do. I think people will have an appetite for what you have to offer. I think we all have unique talents and gifts, and we are created to be something epic. And I feel like your gift will make room, and people out there will have the appetite for exactly what you're serving up. So they'll come as long as you're true to who you are and you're operating in your gift and what you're supposed to do. Those people will come to you. So you will attract the people you need to attract and still be assertive enough to turn on other people that may not be into or you may not be as popular.
Let's flip the script. Let's talk about men.
Men.
Uh-oh. What was the exhale?
Let me get these edges together.
It's going to be a lot of people watching this on YouTube, blessedbeats.com, 937thebeathouston.com, your Facebook Live. And they're going to say, oh, she cute. That's the first thing we see.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, true. Granted. Thank you.
How are they approaching you in 2016? And what gets your attention?
You know, what's so interesting. And
Pause. I'm sorry. Are you single? Because I know a dude out there is going, yo, bro. Well,
I am single.
Okay.
I am single.
There you go, fellas. Now I'll go ahead and attack that. Okay.
I live in Atlanta, Georgia. Do I need to say that again?
Okay.
So with that, that's one interesting factor of dating there. Right now,
you can't date in Atlanta though.
It's hard. That's what I'm saying. So well, that's not even really. You can date, but you got to ask for baby pictures.
There you go.
It's a lot of screening process that takes place. What's weird is it kind of varies. That right now I'm so focused. I've been in like hustle mode with this project the last 10 months.
You just gave me the straight industry answer. I'm so focused.
That's real though, but that's real.
Okay, but if Boo, in your eyes, whoever Boo is imagined as in your eyes walks through the door, what must Boo say? How must Boo carry himself?
I am a sapiosexual.
Okay.
I'm very stimulated mentally.
Okay.
So he has to be able to engage me in conversation that challenges me. I want to be challenged to be better. You know, the physical is easy. Anyone can just, you know, maybe woo you or buy you things. That's not really appealing to me. You know what I mean? So he has to be able to come with it and at least have some intellect about him. And then he has to be a man, a guy. Like I'm looking for someone that values morality and things like that. So those are the top 2 tier things. Yeah. He could lose me in conversation. If I can't keep up with you, you hit me with some surface stuff. Yeah. I'll be polite. But
let's dig then. Let's dig real quick. Elections are around the corner.
Oh, politics?
Yeah, I'm not going to ask you who you,
Okay.
I'm not going to even ask.
I
right?
work
Unless you just want to endorse that. But
I don't be wanting to talk about that. But what you got? What you got?
How important is it to go and vote? Before you answer that, in one of my last interviews, right? I said I was watching one of the conventions and the same person who is endorsing one of the candidates a short 8 years ago spent millions and millions and millions and got in our radio ads and got in our TV ads, and I'm playing devil's advocate right now, by the way, and showed us all the dirt on this person, right? That's the politics game.
Okay, it is. Right? It is. It's a dirty
I win this
world.
time, you win next time. But while we battling for it this time, I'm getting in your business. I'm coming after you. I'm going in your emails. I'm finding out how you was as a kid, and I'm putting millions
into
on
smear
TV,
campaigns.
on radio, yes.
Yeah.
And then when it's your turn, I endorse you. Yo, she's the person. Go get her. Do what I would do. Vote for her. How important is it? Because now, is politics a game? Is my question. And how important is it to go and vote?
I think politics is
I didn't hit you with no
absolutely
surface
a game.
stuff, boo.
Huh?
No,
You did.
I'm
You
just
did.
like,
You,
go ahead.
You mentally
Fellas, you gotta
stimulated
go there
something. I
with
gotta
her.
think
But go-
about it.
okay.
But I think politics is it's a game, and it's becoming, especially when you look at the bashing back and forth, is who wants to win, not always the best interest of the actual country. So I agree. Yes, it's a game. Regarding the importance of voting, I'm going to stick with the tradition of people died, lost their life, shed blood for us to have this amazing opportunity to vote. So I think we owe it to our ancestors. We owe it to ourselves to exercise that right to vote. So it's important to vote for that. Now, who you vote for, I think you should do a little research and you know, sometimes people say it's the same necessary evil or the same type of thing, but I think exercising that right is key. Okay,
I was playing devil's advocate because I think the same thing, and I'm like, I tell my youth, go play the game. If it's a game, go play the game to the best that you can go play it, right?
You have to.
I do believe it is a game. I don't believe much changes in between anybody. Well, right now, I think it's go do your research, right? But that's my thoughts. All right, Dreams Bigger Than Texas book was released. And when?
November 1st. And you can go to dreamsbiggerthantexas.com to pre-order it right now. But it releases November 1st.
If I go pre-order it right now, what can I expect?
If you pre-order right now, you can expect to already have that copy in the mail by November 1st. You may get a little early.
What am I going to get out of the book? Am I going on Facebook? Yes.
Okay. Yeah. From the book, if you're looking for a story that's going to inspire you to rewrite your own story, to defy odds, if you're looking for a great, incredible read that's juicy, revealing, relatable, and inspirational, this book is for you. All right. So I always say, if you're a fan, based on the topics in the book, if you're a fan of The Wood, Crooklyn, The Coldest Winter Ever, Being Mary Jane, or The Pursuit of Happiness, those type of elements are within the book. So you see the rise and the fall of this character. You're rooting for her. You're upset with her, but at the end you wanted her to win. And you're definitely guaranteed to be inspired.
Social media, how can we get in touch with you?
You can get in touch with me on Twitter and Instagram at rcarladanielle. That's R for Rahkal, at R Carla Danielle. And then Facebook, just my first and last name, Rahkal Shelton, Rahkal Shelton, for Facebook. Yeah.
All right. Rose grew from concrete, part 2, Young Tupac I'm looking at, right?
Young Tupac. There you go.
Arthur, single lady.
Don't say mom, not yet.
You want kids?
No, I do want children.
Okay. I had to throw that in there. Some dude might be like out there.
In due time.
Appreciate you stopping through.
Thank
we did a
you
little
for
bit of
having
extra
me.
on our Saturday sit down with Memphis 10 right here on the all new 93.7 The Beat. Check that book out.
JamesBigginTexas.com.